Hey, they disappeared.
Hey.
Love it. All right. I see us on Facebook. So we're live. How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in, whether you're tuning in on Facebook Live or eventually on YouTube. Appreciate your engagement. So quickly, we're going to start with some introductions and then talk through our agenda for this podcast and then get right into it. So first off, everyone knows me, but I don't know if everyone knows my wife, Giselle.
Hello.
This is
Hi.
Giselle, tell us a little bit about yourself and your CrossFit journey.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Started CrossFit in 2009. And we went to this gym together just for fun because we saw these two guys from a church that Adam was serving at that looked really buff, and we wanted to know what they were doing for fitness because we were always working out, but they just looked like they belonged in the military. And then went to Oceanside CrossFit and trained there for about 2 years or so, 2.5 years, and then went to Carlsbad CrossFit for a few years and started coaching while we were there together. We both went and got our L1s. And then a few months later, we moved to Arizona, and then we both coached at CrossFit Fury in Goodyear. And then we moved to Peoria, and then I coached at CrossFit Upper Limit in Phoenix. And somewhere in between there, I don't know if I said this already, I got my L2 and my mobility and then my Olympic weightlifting certification.
Cool.
And then after that, 2020 happened, and a lot of gyms went out of business, or members tried to salvage their gyms by becoming owners together. CrossFit Fury survived and CrossFit Upper Limit did not survive. And at that time, my L2 expired was expiring. And for some reason, I just thought I shouldn't renew it. And then COVID happened. So I felt like it was maybe God trying to just let me know that that gym was going to close anyway. So just let it go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then,
So some of our members wondering why they don't see you at the gym. Do you still do CrossFit, and where do you work out, and what does that look like?
Yeah, I CrossFit 5 to 7 days a week at home, just because we have an RV garage, and I homeschool our 2 daughters, and they have their activities and clubs and stuff that they're in. And I'm also in a BSF group and a neighborhood group, and I just try to be really efficient with my time. So it makes it easy for me just to work out here and then take a shower. And anytime, whenever there's an opening, I don't have to worry if there's a class going on. I'm just oh, I'm free. And
what time do you normally work out?
It varies. Could be 5 a.m., could be 7 a.m., could be 9 a.m., could be in the middle of the day.
Most days you're 11.
Yeah, or before that probably, because it's hot. In the winter,
Sometimes we don't have classes, right?
Yeah, usually there's no classes, or people are working and have normal lives, or with their kids and stuff. So
Did Upper Limit shut down?
Yes, the owner, she decided to do, I forget what it's called, but it's she offers a program online now.
Where was that located?
32nd and Greenway.
Yeah, I was gonna say Greenway was main cross street. But...
Oh, okay. Is that west of the 17?
East of 17, west of 51.
There you
go. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, 35th Street.
Yeah.
Not Avenue. Okay.
32nd Street.
Hey, would you mind turning the fan on?
Okay. Alea just turned our fans on too because that was really hot.
It's a little warm. So that's introductions. Thank you, Giselle. Everyone knows Logan and Alea, Lolo and Lele apparently there. So a few other updates. I'm going to set a timer here. We're going to try to stick to 45 minutes. So we're already at 5 minutes in. So I'm going 38 minutes. So we'll have a 2-minute warning. So that's that. There's a few other updates here.
Did you buy the flashing lights?
Flashing lights?
Yeah, so when it's like a 2-minute warning, your whole room goes red and it's like beep, beep, beep.
I'm sure I will. I have a few notes here. The first one was about the timer. The next one is about Nick Hottie.
Oh my gosh.
Ask Anthony about that. That's all I'm going to say. Hot shots. So that's in less than 2 weeks. So if everyone has plans, that's good. But if not, let's coordinate like who's driving. Are we going to have a shade tent and stuff like that? And all that. What time are we leaving? Where are we leaving from? How long are we staying? When are we coming back? All that stuff.
That's a good idea. The shade tent is a good idea.
I have one, but it's kind of like it's not like the best for that situation. But if anyone else has one, we should use that. But if not, I can bring mine.
Yeah.
And then chairs and all that kind of stuff too. Creature comforts while we're there. This episode is going to be about CrossFit Games, and we're going to review our predictions and talk about what our favorite moments were and things like that. But we're going to address quickly here in the intro, like the post CrossFit Games approach to working out, and mainly just address the fact that it's not changing. I think sometimes we get excited, we get inspired, and then we want to add more weight or like do RX plus or things like that. And we're not going to do that. I don't know, Logan or Leia, if you guys want to add anything, but the plan is just to stick with the plan.
I literally was just programming for this week, and I added in RX Plus at the bottom. but that's not because of CrossFit Games. That's because I feel like the athletes at the gym, like 50s and 35s for some people, some males and females, is getting a little light, and they're going pretty fast through that. So I'm just adding that option just in case they want to go a little slower, go a little bit heavier. That's just the idea behind it. It had nothing to do with CrossFit Games, but yeah.
Cool. I mean, we were already providing RX Plus options. I think the point is just whatever you were doing previous to this, if you watched it and you got inspired, like don't change. And the goal is really just to prevent injury, right? We don't want people, using this motivation in a way that leads to injury. I've done that personally myself.
Me too.
Whereas like, oh, I think I could do that. Like, I feel like I could, if I work hard enough, I could go and do what those guys do. And
if you want to do it, you're going to have to train that much. But
yeah, it's going to be a slow process. You're not going to win in the next 3 or 4 weeks while you still have the motivation. So last update here, we started a YouTube channel. And so we've been posting these podcasts there, the recordings of them. So those will be there if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. We'll keep doing that, and then we'll probably start making a few videos here and there with like member profiles and like stories of events that we're doing and stuff like that. So that's the vision for that. It's just another avenue to engage with our members and potential members and other people that don't go to our gym or live in Arizona or anything like that. So all that said, that's the intro. We're 9 minutes in. CrossFit Games 2023. When you hear that, when you think about it, what do you think, Logan? Go.
I am bummed out that Roman got hurt. I'm so bummed. Like I felt like I picked him to win it, and it was kind of a bummer not. Like, it was cool that he still was able to place third because he was so many points ahead, but that just shows him being so many points ahead. I feel like if he didn't get hurt, he would have won it. And it was just a silly mistake that he made, jumping over the logs. But that's the thing though, like, right, is like CrossFit, I don't know, I always call them the 10 pillars of CrossFit or whatever. Accuracy is one of them. And I feel like accuracy, like he missed his footing. He jumped over the log. He landed on a D ball, and like his foot went sideways, and he broke that's like part of it. It's like accuracy, balance, and coordination are a few of them that I'm like, when I tell or ask our athletes in warm up to do like, I don't know, walking quad stretch. And they're like, I can't balance when I do this. I need to hold on to something. And I'm like, a part of CrossFit is being able to do this on one foot. But it was also cool to see him do one-legged double unders, because then the whole gym tried doing single leg double unders the other day. And we
It's
all
really hard.
Yeah, we all realized how hard it was. But
while
yeah.
you're talking, I'm going to show some photos.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Are these yours?
They will be. Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry. Let's.
Cool. No, it's good. Oh, that's great.
I brought this up because I was thinking about the thumb war that we declared today.
Oh yeah.
So
Awesome.
But while we're talking about one-legged double unders, we'll go. I got a really cool photo of this moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Adler
Pumping him up.
egging the crowd on too.
Yeah. I felt like it was the defining moment of this event.
Yeah.
But while we're on the subject of single leg like jump ropes, there's a lot that goes into the games that unfortunately people don't get to see, especially this year with some of the issues with the broadcast. But
who was that was like kissing their husband or wife? Oh, that's cool. That's single leg double unders right there, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the adaptive athletes are some of the most inspirational stories. And so this girl, as you can see, only has like one full leg. So
that's what she knows every single day.
Yeah.
That's how she does double unders.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that moment I would say was like the most emotional moment and the most memorable that I've seen, where Roman was doing that, the single-legged double unders.
Yeah.
So.
She called Adler to win. One of her predictions was Adler could be one of the ones. So that was cool. I think you also said Laura too.
I was just listening to that podcast.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're like, Alea said, I really feel like Adler and Horvath have like a good chance to podium this year. I was like, dang.
And they did.
I mean, and I agree with you, Logan. I feel like Roman would have won.
And that's what sucks is like Adler's win. It almost is like I wanted him to win, but it wasn't done like in a way that he probably feels the best about. He's probably like didn't have to like go head to head with Roman. Like he's the last person you're gonna want to be going head to head with to win. Mm-hmm. So I think he's gonna come back with a strong year next year, knowing he can win. And we've talked about that like in side conversations of just like that magical piece that most people don't experience of like realizing it is within your grasp to win. Like most people are like, they're barely getting top 10 after 15 events. And some of their events are like wildly unimpressive. And then some of them are in their wheelhouse, but then Adler's got the taste. And so he's going to train with that confidence. Roman is just like year after year, something holds him back. So he's going to have that fire when he does come back. It's just, when will it be his year to take it?
It's all got to come together.
I hope so. The dude deserves to win.
Let me fix something real quick. You guys keep talking here about your impressions. I got to fix my my battery here, so just a second. Alea, what were your initial impressions from the games?
I'm an avid games watcher. I'm a big fan. I'm obviously like our lives are surrounded. It's just entrenched in CrossFit. So I will never be one of those people that's like, oh, I just didn't watch it this year. I'm over it. There is a huge, like for our newer members who are just getting into CrossFit, we are not saying that the games and the everyday experience that you have at a box should be all similar. We are not going to be promising that is your result is what these games athletes look like. And I think a big takeaway for me after watching every single event all the way through was like there are athletes who have been in this for decades, and they are now starting to like hit injuries that they can't come back from and compete competitively anymore. Like BKG, that one is so sad for me because he's one of my favorite CrossFit athletes. But he's now in a position where he's put his body through the ringer competitively. And this was the year that just took him down. He'll probably still try to come back for the next season, but he won't be as competitive as the people who are injury free.
The oldest athlete on the field, 31 years old. What a miracle!
What a hero!
What a hero!
I don't think he's the oldest. I think it's Pat Vellner.
No.
Yeah, for sure. And Pat is younger than all of us.
Yeah.
In pro sports, like that's pretty normal, right? Like once you hit whatever, like early 30s, you're starting to be the old guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're proving that their training is not sustainable.
Yeah.
So when the games athletes talk about the break that they take after the games, where they literally are instructed not to work out. Like you may go in, if you go in a box, you're not allowed to work out, and you just sit down and you observe. Like we would never say that like our athletes should be like that at all. We would be like, you should be able to do something every day. That's like functional. That's health related. Like even if you don't go hit a WOD, you should be able to go hike for a couple hours a day. So it was just like a good reminder.
Yeah. Travis Mayer posted something. He was at the games, but he wasn't competing, and he was saying how this is the impression that I got from him. He was like, man, it's so different sitting and being a spectator and watching these elite athletes work out and do workout after workout. And when they feel like what he's felt like before, which was failure in a workout or an event, all the spectator sees is how much effort they put in up to that point and how good they still are. But they themselves feel like, I trained for this, I should be able to do this, and I'm not doing it. And so pushing your body to that limit over and over again, it's so brutal. It's so brutal.
Yeah, I think
all we see. Go for it.
On that note, sorry to cut you off there. They're working out in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
It's like any of us, if we have an audience when we're in the gym day to day, it's like it's not fun. So a lot of like 5 people watching you, and then like multiply that by 1,000.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, mess with your mind for sure. Anyway, keep going, Logan. Sorry.
No, that leads me to something I was actually thinking about tonight at the gym. If you're listening to this and you're a part of our gym, I want to start shifting, and I can do this more than just saying it. I can do it by being an example myself. Is I want to shift the culture from when we're done with our workout. I don't personally want to start cleaning up my stuff until the last person is done.
Yeah.
That's something that I was noticing. Brett and Megan were still going. They were the last team that was still going. And that we were like, what's that?
I said I was the one cleaning.
No. Everybody. And here's the thing, like about it, is it's not just a like, I'm not going into like the respect of the team or person that is still moving and still working out. I'm not even going there. I'm just going to the fact that like space issue, like people were trying to walk around them and they're doing double unders and they are fatigued and they are jumping all over the place. And we need to not be like putting stuff away and like trying not to be hit by their jump rope. We need to be watching them and being like, you got this, you can finish till the end. And so that's something I can model myself more too. Like I literally was like filling up the mop bucket, getting ready to mop the floor when they're done. And I'm standing there holding the mop, like, and I'm just like standing there waiting, like, you got it, guys, good job. And like, I probably should have not even filled up the mop bucket, just stood there, waited till they were done, cheered them on, rooted for them, and then went and did my stuff after. So that's just something I think in general that I would like personally to better myself at, and hopefully the gym will catch on to that too. So
That's cool. I dig that. Yeah, I'm all for that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Giselle, what were your initial impressions of the games? Like, how would you summarize it? What sticks out in your mind?
Thought it was really good programming. I'm not on social media, but I sometimes can like go and just check their Instagram page. And I like that they are posting the different workouts that they planned, or tests, I guess that's what they call them now, that they planned, and then tying it all into CrossFit. And I thought they gave everyone an opportunity to prove themselves for not being cut. And I'm not sure that Roman would have won still, even if he wasn't hurt. I'm not saying that he wouldn't have won. I wanted him to win. I felt like event 11 or test 11 was suited for him, but I felt like test 12 was suited for Jeffrey Adler. So it would have been good to see them battle it out. I think actually I've heard Jeffrey Adler say it on several podcasts that he would have liked to have won that way, because he felt like it was more of a formality for him to continue on with 11 and 12. And people were already congratulating him once they found out that Roman had hurt his foot, and that really bothered him.
Yeah.
And he didn't get to celebrate the way he wanted to celebrate, and that he just he felt like he basically just won after test 10, and then he was just doing what was expected of him to keep going, and he didn't push himself in the last two events because he knew he didn't have to as much. And he was also trying not to get hurt because he also got hurt in event or test 10 the same way Roman got hurt. So that was interesting. And then on the women's side, I did not expect Emma Lawson to do as good as she did.
Right.
I thought Laura Horvath would be on the podium, and I thought the daughters would be on there because they kind of alternate years, it seems like, as far as like how good they do. And so I was expecting Katrin to be higher than Annie this year, which she was, but she didn't podium. And then I don't think anybody called Ariel low. And I don't know about your guys' podcast, but I don't think anyone on any podcast thought that she would place third. And she kind of reminds me of Valerie Bulberl, where she was like totally. The one that nobody ever says anything about, and she just shows up.
Where'd my thumbs up photo go? Sorry.
It's okay. And then
Val Volberl is a deep cut, by the way. I feel like. Yeah,
she's incredible.
And then Patrick Vellner
and
who took third again? Roman. I was happy that Roman ended up taking a podium spot also, because I felt like that was the most unfair situation ever.
Yeah.
To be so close. I can't even imagine the hours of training that these people go through, and to be that close and, lose. I actually cried. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so upset for him. I'm like, life isn't fair.
Logan, did you guys cry?
No.
I didn't cry.
And then I screamed when he podiumed too. Like my girls heard me. I was screaming so loud.
And Roman did?
Yeah.
I really did not think the math would have favored him.
I did.
To podium.
They said after, what was it, event 10 on day 3, they said that he was like 150 points ahead or something like that. And I was like doing the math in my head, and I'm like, well, if the right people, or I guess the wrong people, get out in front, then that's not going to make up the difference. So I was kind of thinking like he would still make it, maybe, but I wasn't sure. But also, I didn't find out the actual standings till like a day and a half later, because I wanted to see the last event and they put it on ESPN2 or whatever, so I had to wait. But then social media, I was scrolling on social media, and then it was like, it showed all the standings, and I was like, oh, cool, at least he made it.
Yeah.
So it was good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I had heard that Brent Fikowski would have had to win the last event in order to take third place from Roman.
Yeah, makes sense.
And some people speculated that he sandbagged it, but it didn't seem like that to me.
Yeah, I don't think, as bad as you feel when something like that happens, like as a competitor, that's like not an instinct I think any of them have to be like, oh, we'll
Yeah.
just give it. And that's kind of convenient that's a convenient narrative for people to throw, like for Fikowski fans to throw out there. Oh, he gave it to him. He's such a gentleman.
I have two things that I wanted to say that kind of came to mind. One, like after that moment with the rope pulling and the single leg double unders that Roman did, Fikowski actually won that heat. He might have won the whole event. And being there, like everyone, like there wasn't a dry eye in the room, like everyone was crying. And then Roman like was interviewed, and then Brent had to be interviewed for like winning that heat or that event. And my impression was just that he was a class act. Like he
totally
understood the weight of the situation and just said like, none of us want to see this guy hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
And he didn't really try to draw any attention to himself. He just acknowledged it and kind of like moved on. And so winning an event at the CrossFit Games is like a huge accomplishment. And for him to have like such humility in that instant or that moment was really cool. And then the other thing I would say about Adler was like, he was solid in second place. And even during that sandbag event outside in the North Park, he had won that one and actually taken the lead. So I think you're right. Like there wasn't a guarantee that Roman would have won, but those two, Roman and Jeff, were like so far ahead that they were going to get first and second either way. Just it would have come down to those. It would have been a really exciting last two events.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to say. I think Roman's really good at the bike, and he probably could have taken him on that. I don't know about the other one with the double unders and with the rope pulls and stuff. But,
well, I was thinking that was more Roman. But the other
you're
one,
thinking both? So
no, test 11 was Roman and test 12 was Adler because he's known for having a good squat. He's known for his Olympic list. He's shorter
for
than
thrusters.
Yeah.
Men.
So it would have been close, but either way, they were 1 and 2. So I don't feel like that takes anything away from Adler. But
before the final event, with Roman getting last place in event 11, he was still only 70 points behind Adler, which is crazy to me. It's like
It's wild.
You could still, if you beat him in this last event and put like a few people between you guys, you could probably still win with a broken foot.
Yeah.
That would have been epic. But he would have been out forever.
Honestly, I feel like Adler paid his dues. All the people, we were talking about this the other day, all the people that went to the 2020 CrossFit Games at the ranch, the 5 men and 5 women, dude, they paid their dues. Sam Quant, Adler, Medeiros, Olsen, and Fraser, and the girls, Tia, Brooke, what was her, Carrie Pierce,
Adams, Haley Adams,
all of them, dude, having to do Atalanta at the very end and
the trail run,
do
it in reverse.
All of those guys, I felt like all those guys and girls, they showed that they were the top of the top in the world. And it was funny because watching them, I was like, why is Sam Quant and Jeff Adler here? Like, why are they here? And then watching Jeff Adler on the strength event, like go head to head with Matt Fraser, I was like, dude, this guy is stinking strong. He is a tough dude. And they're just kind of sitting in the back like, yeah, we're just hanging out. We're just here. We got this. We're just the only 5 guys and girls, you know? And so from that moment on, I was like, dude, if Adler could get his conditioning up to par, like as even better than it already was, then he could be one of the top guys in the sport. So I'm glad he won. I feel like he earned it. He deserved it. Like there were obviously visa issues, but like Roman wasn't there during that games. And I honestly think that games was one of the toughest ones at the ranch that was ever done. Those events, Dave was like out to crush them.
Yep.
And they just like,
and they had the minimum work requirement rules set in place that year for the first time.
There's no training.
Yeah, even if you wanted to stop, like the girls with their hands just like falling off.
That reminds me.
Ugh.
Show a
Yeah.
photo of. I took a photo of what's his name? Sprague.
Oh, did he fall from like rope stuff?
Yeah, that event was like really brutal on their hands. So this is the photo, but if I zoom in here,
Oh Lord.
Looks like your toe, Adam.
yeah. Sorry, I'm using a different screen. Let's see. Oh, that didn't-
No.
just a second.
Did you guys see Patrick Vellner's hand on social media?
Yes.
No, I didn't see it.
All the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be looking at that too.
Yeesh.
Oh my gosh.
That's what happened to Patrick's too, and his were all like
It was everywhere though, right?
infected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Adam, I need to see a picture of this.
I don't have Vellner's hands.
Okay,
I
hold on.
talked to
You
Sprague.
could probably search it and find
I'm
it.
gonna search it right
It's
now.
nasty.
I talked to Sprague after the event, like right after the ceremony for awards and stuff, and then he showed me his hand. I was like, "Dang, that's gnarly." But I showed him this picture and I texted it to him.
I think Vellner said he posted his on his stories because I watched him on a podcast, and it said like something about how infected they were and how he was going to take care of them when he got home.
This is a. Oh wait, hold
That's
on.
a progress.
That's a progress picture.
Oh,
Hold
they-
on.
Worse.
This is. I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold
Yeah,
it.
maybe I can pull it up on Instagram.
That's the progress picture.
Ooh.
that looks pretty good after before. Like the before photo is really bad.
Ugh.
Yikes. Ooh, it's every single fingertip. This is honestly how my hands look after Hot Shots a few years ago
Oh, awesome.
because the bar was so
We're all
hot.
gonna go do that.
It's just burning steel for 19 cleans for 6 rounds. Oh, brutal. Man, I want to see a picture of when it actually happened. I have a weird thing about that. Like, I'm like totally okay with seeing gross, like cuts and stuff. So that's why when Adam said he hurt his toe, I was like, pics or it didn't happen because I want to see what he's talking about.
I think my one it's not even like a critique because I think we just like you're a CrossFit athlete, so you should be prepared for anything. The disproportionate amount of pulling events, I was just kind of like I felt so bad for them. Like if their jam is to push, there was so few events that catered to that strength over the pulling, which they're all experts at pulling.
I mean, Laura won and there was no handstand push-ups.
Right.
Just gonna say.
Well, there was one
Well,
event, and she didn't do very good. So that was like, it just seemed like there was so much of that. I liked that, like, I didn't really miss a barbell. By the time it showed up, I was like, oh,
there's
cool.
only 2 events with barbells.
Yeah, I didn't have any issue with that. A lot of people were crying about that, but
It was like the Olympic total and then the last event.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they implemented so many other devices and tools, odd objects. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. And
even like the critique of like the bike and the 5K, like I was watching the bike thing, the whole thing, and right after Chris Hinshaw, who is like the conditioning expert that all of these people go to, he was like, their bodies are completely like 100% on empty right now. And if they don't fuel properly within this window, he was like, they will not recover for the rest of the weekend. And he's like, they're going to miss that window. And I'm just wondering, like, how many of those like popular athletes that we're used to seeing do really, really well, I wonder if some of them missed their window. And being disappointed, like trying to reflect on like maybe like Medeiros fell off of his bike twice. But I just wonder, like, if there were probably people who were not being force fed during that critical window, and then there's no chance of recovering. And then you go into the next events and then the next events, and you're wondering why you're not performing well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh.
See how puffy?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Little finger.
jeez.
It's pinky.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Pinky is
Oh,
bold.
I'm like, what?
Sorry. I should have warned you guys.
I've seen that. I was just saying that I didn't understand why he said he wanted to wait until he got home to take care of it in the photo. I'm like, why wouldn't you? There's medical staff right there. Like,
No.
whatever
No.
they can do to help
I think
you.
then he risks like getting pulled from.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they said that somewhere where they're just like, yeah, I'm good to go. Like medical, I'm fine. No,
BK said that, or no, it was Samuel Cornier.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't, because of what happened at semifinals. He's like, anytime they ask me on a scale of 1 to 10, he's like, I'm always going to say nothing higher than 5. I'm not letting them pull me out. Yeah. And I think all the athletes were kind of acting that way.
Oh yeah.
It's like they just set a really bad tone from that. But that was pre-Castro when they pulled Carone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dave would have implemented that because he didn't. He let BKG take the platform and only lift 95 pounds.
Yeah.
I think
knowing he's injured.
I think after this.
Falls. He needs some milk.
I think after that, they're like, yeah, we're not gonna tell them how hurt we are.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
I love that. He needs some milk.
I edited that like 5 years ago.
That's great.
Just like Matt's fall first, and you're like, oh gosh, thank God his foot caught him. And then Vellner's.
Yeah.
No, not so much.
Straight down.
Have you ever fallen off of anything? Like, that hurts so bad. I don't know how he just kept running. Like, I've had the wind knocked out of me.
Yeah.
I've fallen on my back before twice doing like skin the cats.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I was just too comfortable in them. And like on my 6th one, I fell on and like hit my head. And then another time I fell like in high school doing pole vault drills and just like fell on the track on my back. I'm like, I don't know how he just got up and running like no big deal. I was laying on the
fell in our garage.
He clearly has practice falling.
I definitely we were playing tackle football one day. I don't remember how old I was, like 17, 18 or something, at a park, and some guy tackled me, and my head, I fell back, and my head hit a sprinkler, like a sprinkler head.
No.
And I got up, and they were like getting lined up to play the next drill, and I was like just looking around like, where am I? And they're like, I think this guy has a concussion. And I lined up and I played the next few plays. And then I was like, where's the parking lot at? Like, how did we get here? And they were like, okay, like we need to take this guy home.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Lord.
I'm almost positive I had a concussion. That was not fun.
Yeah. You know what? Justin Madero said that in his sit down video. Did you guys watch that?
Yeah, I saw it.
But he didn't admit to any injuries or a concussion or anything. He just said he didn't remember getting his chip timer put back on.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He went to ask them for it, and they were like, we already put it on you. It's on you. And he was so confused when that happened and how that, he's like, did I put it on myself?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't
He
hear
was
that.
messed up.
I'll just say I was wrong. I had, in our previous podcast, I had said like Roman, Adler, and Medeiros is top 3. And in my mind, I was thinking Vellner and Fikowski, the other 2 in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So Medeiros let me down. But I think the other 4 were right. So on the women's side, I was all over the place. But I think prediction-wise, Alea was spot on. I think Logan was. Keith had mentioned he said the word Alexis, but then I chimed in with Alex Kazan. Actually, Alexis Raptis was like really good. She was leading after first or second day.
Very impressive.
None of us mentioned Lowen.
No, she's a sleeper. She's like Holte or what's her name? The girl who went on to do a lot of like marathon biking.
Oh,
she's like she's always mentioned. No, she's like really short. But
yeah, so she was a surprise. Was it Jay Crouch that finished in the top 5 this time?
He was solid the whole.
Yeah, he was kind of a sleeper too. Like no one, like his name didn't come up, but he was just there all the time. Chandler Smith was in the top
Surprise.
for a while, which was really fun to see. I have a picture of him. Let me see if I can pull that up. He's like the most fun to watch, I think. Let's see somewhere. But yeah, there's a few surprises. Who does that after a workout? But
that's a yoga pose. That's so funny.
Here's the moment, dude. This moment I wanted to show you guys. Gazan was like leading Horvath and I think Emma Tall in this.
Her shoes. She took her shoes off.
Yes.
So you can see like she finished without the shoe. You can see her toes there. But while she was like falling apart, Horvath was just over and like
wow.
I'm gonna pass you, but
that's awesome.
Yes.
Picture
killer.
Yeah, she's
so savage.
Oh my gosh!
That's
yeah, we're
so
having
savage.
fun, huh?
That's great.
Jay Crouch was number 8. I'm looking at
who was top 5?
Adler, Vellner, Krennikov, Pekowski, and Pepper.
Dallin Pepper.
Yeah.
He won that last event, I think.
Dude, the kids, man. Dallin Pepper. What's his name?
Farlow.
Yeah, dude. Emma Lawson's boyfriend. Dude, he's good stuff, man. He's strong. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Next few years, man. It's coming up.
Gotta stay healthy.
Yep. All right, we're at 3 minutes. I think my alarm's about to go off here. So 52 seconds until it hits. But closing out here, this was a fun conversation. I will say, I just want to say thank you to you for like helping me. Like I was trying to get photos of key moments and like key things, key storylines. And so like she was watching all of Savon's podcasts and Hiller and everyone else that posts content.
Mm-hmm.
And then like informing me every night of like all the drama that I missed. Cause like when they assign us to events, it's just like you go here, you go there until you don't get to see everything. So
that's what a lot of the podcasters have, like their wives letting them know what's going on. So I mean, I watched like, I don't even know, like 8 podcasts a day or something. I was watching every podcast.
Yeah.
She was my informant. But
I do that anyway, so it wasn't
also, I want to say thank you to you guys, Logan and Alea, as well as to everyone at the gym. I was looking at the last podcast with the Haugans and with Keith and everyone, and it's like everyone encouraging me to do some behind the scenes content and stuff like that, which normally I wouldn't do because I'm just like, I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to be a fanboy, and I'm not like trying to like draw attention to myself. But I thought it was really fun to like do that kind of stuff, like the interview with Annie or with Roman.
That was awesome.
Or just
so
like
stuff.
Yeah. So it was like, it definitely enriched my experience. And this one, I would say by far was like the best experience that I've had working.
Good.
So it was like a lot of really cool highlights for me. Like the 2 interviews I just talked about, playing tic-tac-toe with Scott Panchik was fun. Being like, I was a model in the CrossFit merchandise thing. And then just like, I don't know.
They used you for a model last year too for the cool plunge.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
She ended up or she took pictures. Jenny did, anyways.
But just all that like really enriched my experience. So thank you guys for pushing me to do that, and hopefully it was well received and not like it did. Hopefully it didn't feel like spam coming from me. But
no, there's like very few other gyms in the entire world that have these athletes even like interacting with names of people that go to their gym. Like that is so special to
white guy with a whiteboard.
That's so special to Deo. Like it's awesome.
You need to do this every semifinal and every games from here on out.
I think probably because before it was so everyone was always worried about losing their jobs that they were like hesitant to do anything
No,
like this.
we
But
still are.
I feel like because Dave was back and he was all about having as much media attention as possible, like giving everyone so much access. I think you were in like a good to do
prime spot.
And you have like this, you get to say like, I'm an affiliate owner. Like we literally like without us, there's no CrossFit Games. Like you'd have no audience.
It was definitely like having that was kind of a flex, you know, like I could use. I do want to give a couple shout outs to my my team, or should say I was part of their team, but this
was you look photoshopped in.
I am photoshopped in.
Are you really?
Yeah. That's great that you noticed that. But so this is cool because it's like it's an international team and it's like a mostly female team.
That's wild.
Yeah, you got from like the bottom right, you got Amy Wong from France, Charlotte's from Philly, Anna next to her is from the UK, Joy is from Brazil, Ginny is Iowa, Wendy is Minnesota, and then there's Meg from California. There's me. There's Anders from Sweden, Ty, which I think you guys met, from Florida, and then Joe from Canada. So like several countries, several states represented. Everyone's really great. This was probably like the best year in terms of everyone just being like looking out for the greater good of the team as opposed to like their own like benefit. So anyways, if anyone of you guys is watching, thank you. It was great working with you. Hope we get to do it again.
Awesome. Cool. I'll shout out, speaking of Amy's, because you said the first girl's name was Amy, right?
Yep.
Amy Vanderlinden is our member of the month. So we're going to hit her up on Thursday night, I think, 8:30-ish. And we'll have a little chat with her about most embarrassing moments, favorite things, favorite places, smells that she dislikes. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
No, this is all great. This is fun.
The people want to know.
Yeah, the people need to know these things. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Right on. How about you, Alea? Any shout outs? Any closing comments?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
How about you, Giselle?
I just wanted to say that I watch your guys' podcast as well. And I think you guys are doing a really good job. And I like that you guys don't just ask the standard questions, and that the members are so willing to share so much of their personal lives with everyone. Bring everyone closer. And it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry about the throw up stuff.
I told them that you fast forwarded that.
I couldn't. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up myself.
We will, from here on, henceforth, will not talk about throw up.
Oh, well, no, it was just a maximum of 30 seconds of throw up coverage, and then we're both done.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like throw up like conversation is pretty relevant in terms of CrossFit, but
yeah,
that is a question. Have you ever thrown up after a workout? And what was the workout?
We'll talk about it later.
I did ask Logan and Alea, like, has anyone thrown up at Deo yet?
Yes.
And it's mainly the Haugans. So I've gotten close. I think Alea did the other day too. So.
Yeah.
I feel like the bush out in front of Deo is used to seeing this.
The temperatures here, I think, because our RV garage isn't air conditioned. I've dry heaved, and I think it's almost like what is that called? Heat poisoning or something?
Heat stroke.
Stroke. I'm like, I think I've been on the verge of that several times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. And on that note,
on Giselle's favorite topic.
All right, we're gonna close it out here. Thank you everyone for watching. Tune in next time when we have our member of the month, Amy. And stay fit. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.